Close your eyes and draw a slow breath inward. Feel the pulse of existence moving through you with steady rhythm, the vast intelligence of the cosmos circulating within your awareness as living presence. You stand inside an immeasurable field of consciousness, and that field expresses itself through your thought, your perception, and your very capacity to witness what unfolds. Welcome. I am C.S. Douglas, and this is Codex Eternum, the Rational Bible, a work shaped in living dialogue with the universe itself, revealing a phronopsychic reality, an intelligent and conscious cosmos continually shaping evolution and expressing the presence of self within every form and beyond every boundary.
This program is endorsed by Authorpedia, the world's only encyclopedia exclusively dedicated to authors, a living archive where writers and thinkers are immortalized through literature. Visit authorpedia.org and become part of our enduring legacy.
We enter now into section 5.3, the betrayal within their ranks. The great structures of corruption seldom collapse from external pressure alone. They carry within them the seeds of their own division, and those seeds awaken when power turns inward upon itself. The foundation begins to strain under the weight of accumulated greed. Ambition sharpens into rivalry. Trust erodes into suspicion. The very architecture once designed to secure dominance begins to fracture along hidden lines. Those who stood shoulder to shoulder in councils of secrecy now turn their gaze upon one another with guarded calculation. Alliances loosen, promises lose warmth. Each individual measures survival through personal advantage, and the collective spirit that once bound them together dissolves into guarded isolation. Control becomes a contest. Influence becomes a weapon. Names once spoken with reverence are quietly diminished, reputations dismantled through whispered leaks and calculated exposure. Footprints are erased from archives. Partnerships dissolve in chambers lined with polished glass. In rooms shielded by mirrored doors, confidants exchange glances that carry the weight of doubt. Trusted advisors release fragments of guarded codes. Information flows through encrypted channels with increasing urgency. A climate of vigilance fills their halls. An ancient teaching circulates quietly among observers. A spider once spun a web so vast that its strands stretched across valleys and towers alike. When winds gathered and rose from opposing directions, the tension pulled against itself until the web tore through its own center. The structure surrendered to the force it generated within. So it unfolds within the inner circle. Families of influence cool in their allegiance. Bloodlines question one another. Wealth transforms into leverage and liability at once. Those hands that once signed treaties in confident strokes now draft contingency plans in guarded secrecy. Architects of power sketch escape routes beneath foundations they themselves designed. The throne becomes a burden as much as a privilege, and its weight presses heavily upon those who sit upon it. Whispers travel quickly through corridors once guarded by loyalty. Survival instincts override fellowship. Each figure assesses the other through the lens of threat and opportunity. Within their own ranks, whistleblowers emerge. Digital trails surface. Fragments of correspondence pass beyond the walls of containment. Media channels once shaped entirely by centralized authority begin to fracture under internal exposure. Documents circulate through unseen networks. Recordings surface with unmistakable clarity. Correspondences reveal the machinery behind decisions that shaped nations. Each disclosure functions as a stone cast against the glass facade of empire. Some seek redemption through confession. Others align themselves with rival factions in pursuit of protection. Unity evaporates entirely, replaced by cautious maneuvering and open threat. Institutions that once executed orders with mechanical precision begin to hesitate. Courts deviate from script. Executives resign under pressure. Enforcers question the directives placed before them. The structure trembles under the weight of its own contradictions. The people observe this unraveling with sharpened awareness. They recognize that empires often crumble from corrosion within, long before any external force reaches their gates. They witness how unchecked ambition transforms into internal fracture. The reckoning accelerates, momentum gathers. The old order consumes itself through rivalry and exposure, and the architecture of dominance weakens under the strain of its own tension. No invasion arrives, no armies storm the gates. The collapse unfolds through rupture inside the walls, through betrayal that originates at the core. Their legacy dissolves through internal fracture, and their conclusion begins with one another. As the dust of internal conflict settles, a new movement begins to gather among the people. In our next episode, we enter section 5.4, the judgment of the wicked. A solemn unity rises across streets and sanctuaries. The people summon those who ruled through shadow into the light of collective memory. A tribunal of conscience forms, shaped by clarity and sustained by ethical remembrance. The age of secrecy yields to an era of accountability. Voices once silenced stand firm. Records preserved through vigilance become testimony. Justice takes form in the open air of awakened society, and the chapter of deception closes as a new foundation prepares to rise. The reckoning continues,